Mooch, come on the pod because it's just me and
I've got so much.
Mooch. You can't leave me on my own. Where's the comedy?
You've got Dapper.
Yeah, but
here.
I can't. But I don't want to go on a full retard and then ruin it with Dapper. Giddy gas, which I paid for in cash, but a bit buck gave me a rash, as I was smoking some hash, and then I dropped some ash, and saw John Fash anew. Welcome to the Three Speech Podcast, coming to you from our glamorous new studio in deepest, darkest Peckham Rye, from Big Belly Comedy Club now. Today, I'm the mad lad of Jihad as ever. Our producer extraordinaire is none other than JTJ, Jonathan the Jew.
What's up?
Unfortunately, both NICO. What? You've cut to Dapper too soon.
No, I didn't.
I was trying to save it so that it is an exciting...
We'll fix it in post.
I felt like the camera flipped round when I was having a wank.
Yeah, you've shown him too soon. All right, whatever. And Nico and Leo aren't here. Who knows where they are? They're somewhere. They're alive. But we've got someone very special making his triumphant return to the pod.
Woo.
It's the Moisturizer, official name according to Wikipedia, by the way, a.k.a. Dapper Laughs, a.k.a. Dan O'Reilly. Thank you. Welcome back to the pod.
Thank you, man. I really enjoyed it last time. So as soon as John said that I want to come on, I was like, yeah, boy.
Well, fucking what, man? A lot's happened since you last on.
Yeah, man.
So let's go through it. So last time you were on, chatting, nice chat. Since then, you've started a podcast, Menace to Sobriety, which is instantly eclipsed ours, just like when and I was just like, you son of a bitch. You've made a TV comeback on GB News, and you're doing good now. You're like one of the main guys there, right?
Yeah.
You've gotten in shape. I'm watching your boxing things. I love your Instagram, especially Perimetros Checos. I like your bilingual dog. And you've had a movie, Left the Square, fuck it, all of this. And now you're going on tour.
Yeah, man.
Man, you
fucking mad, you know.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. Since then, what have we done? We've lost two of our regular hosts, a lot of subscribers, but whatever. For fuck me, man. So like, shit, everything's going good, man.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say how beautiful you look. When I walked up to you and come down Peckham Rye, I mean, it's a bit of a crazy place, but you look like some sort of sexy Jesus superstar out there with your shades.
You're too cool. These shades. Oh, actually, I just want to say this.
The shades, man. This is another level. Do you know what I mean?
The story behind these shades. Let's put these on for the. Well, I can't. Well, for the viewers, right? So these shades, Louis C.K.'s.
Really?
Louis C.K. came down to Top Secret Comedy Club. And he went on stage. He did but just before his tour at the O2 or whenever it was. Is that true? There actually is. Yeah. There is his, and he left them on stage. Then he just bounced after his set.
So you had them.
Yeah, so I went.
They were covered in cum, I think. That's why.
Yeah.
I can't pull them off. I just look blind, don't I?
You look fucking cool, actually.
Yeah, I look like I should have a stick and a dog. You sure?
Stevie Dapper.
Huh? Yeah. Who said that? No. That is cool. Wow, look at that. Claim to fame.
Yeah, genuine. Genuine Dior.
Have they made you funnier since you've had them?
Well, no. I mean, to be honest, but wait. Message from Nico. I was coming, but went to wrong address, so I won't make it anymore. Nico will not make it. As predicted, he's gone to the wrong address. But that's fine. Man. You're looking great though, man. You're in good shape. You've been working out.
Yeah.
You don't need Louis C.K.'s glasses.
No, and lots changed since I've seen you. I don't know if I was. We briefly spoke about this outside. I don't know if I was sober last time I was on your podcast. I'm not sure. I've lost myself. But I was in and out of sobriety. But this time round, I think I'm about 4 months into sobriety, for permanent sobriety. That's
it. No,
nothing. Yeah.
Teetotal.
170 days, and in that small space of time, more fucking positive stuff has happened for me than in the last 10 years of trying to pull it back from getting cancelled. So I'm sticking with it, mate. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. And how are you? The impetus. What was the impetus to get sober? But how are you doing that? Are you doing Alcoholics Anonymous, or is it just willpower, or what is it?
It's tough, man, because like and I think I struggle with something very similar to what a lot of men do these days. I was never alcohol or drug dependent. I didn't wake up and reach for a drink or the drugs or anything like that. But at the weekends, I got fucked up bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, is that bad?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Is it?
Well,
Shit.
it depends, man. It depends. Have you got like... If you've got like a family and kids and it's affecting all of that and your work and shit like that, then maybe...
So you shouldn't snort coke off your child's head?
Definitely not if you want to keep your child.
I don't do that. That does not happen. So it was starting to affect your family life?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it was giving me really bad mood swings, and I wasn't being a great husband, and not like cheating or anything like that, just being an arsehole. And basically, the drinking and the drugs affect me in a bad way, like the come downs, the hangovers, the anxiety. It was really affecting my mental health. I was having like breakdowns and episodes and everything like that. And it was tough for me because I enjoy everything about drinking. I never saw it as a problem. Do you know what I mean? Because like I say, we think that having problems with alcohol and drugs is waking up and wanting to use or wanting to drink. But to me, I was just
doing it alone and stuff.
Yeah, doing it alone. That's what you think. But to me, it was just at the weekends getting smashed in the fallout. But also, sometimes I couldn't have a drink without getting on the gear. And ultimately, it all boils down to just... Like, I get out... when you drink and you think, I want to get fucked right up. That's not really...
That's how I always drink, isn't it? I think it is.
It's not normal. But I mean, basically, I just looked at my kids, man, and I was just like, do I want them to be 16 and look back and remember every weekend I was fucked and being aggressive and horrible, do you know what I mean? Not being able to handle my drink and drugs and come downs and stuff. And I was just going around in circles. So, look, put a stop to it. And it's hard work because I still want to get drunk. I still have tough days or want to have great things happen and want to celebrate and drink, but I'm stuck to it. I feel free of it now. So
yeah, good for you, man. And have you replaced that kind of addiction with anything else? Well, I wouldn't say addiction, but like that.
It is addiction. It is addiction. Yeah.
Have you replaced that with anything else?
Yeah, it's okay to say addiction. I feel like I am an addict, and it's healthy to say that because I think an addict is having a habitual desire to do something that you find it hard to break. And when I wanted to stop drinking and stop getting on the sesh, I found it really fucking hard. Yeah. I had to consciously make a choice between doing it and not doing it, and I struggled, because my whole life was entwined in it. But yeah, since going sober, I've got like obsessed with boxing and fitness in the morning and work, mate. Just and positive things, and also doing my podcast. I got a podcast, Menace to Sobriety.
Menace to Sobriety. Yeah, and that's going great, man.
Yeah, it's like food for my soul, man. And I'm an addict and obsessed. Get obsessed with things. So that's the key. You just got to switch it from negative things to positive things.
Yeah, but see how you said, okay, you starting to get these come downs. Was that always the case? Like, say, like 10 years ago when you were going out and you were going on the sesh, were you always like that, or did this kind of creep up on you? Like when you first started, were you that person that you didn't want to be in the morning? Do you know what I mean? Did it take and then suddenly it's grown up over the years?
I think I've always suffered with bad mood swings. Now I got diagnosed with ADHD.
I've got ADHD. This is the ADHD podcast.
Love
baby.
that shit.
Are you on Alvance or anything?
Pardon?
Are you on Alvance for any drugs or anything?
No. I used to take cocaine to...
Actually, that is a common thing.
No, it is, yeah. I mean, 80% of people with ADHD got addiction problems, and I think that's what it is. When you use drugs, especially, or you drink heavily, the come down, the ADHD comes back so hard, the noise in the brain and everything like that. But no, I don't know. It was almost like I was bipolar after I drank. I'd turn.
But this was from day one, like even from when you were young.
I always suffered with bad come downs and like emotional breakdowns. Like that's the best way to describe it. I had once a month through like continuous drinking every weekend. Once a month I'd have a breakdown, like a big breakdown.
Shit.
And since I stopped drinking, it stopped.
Yeah, wicked, man. So and that's it's just gonna put that on the head. Never gonna be tempted.
It's the only way I can look at it, mate. Yeah, the only way that I personally can stay sober is by looking at it that part of my life's gone and.
But was there like a waking up moment, or it was just like, this is it? There's no like big blow off thing that happened. It was
no, there was. Yeah.
Oh, there was. Yeah, tell us. That's juicy, baby. That's what we want to fucking know.
Shit, man.
Let's bring this emotional turmoil.
Oh, fuck. All right. So I was high and I fucked a dog. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. And by that I mean an animal, not an ugly bird. No.
What is that? Is that rock bottom for people? What the fuck?
That's where you start.
Yeah.
No, No,
That's a Monday.
no. Yeah. So how can I get into it? So basically, yeah, it was a combination of things. I was arguing with my missus a lot the days after drinking. You know what I mean? So I was.
And your missus is fit.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she was a glam model back in the day, very hot.
Yeah.
But she's also northern, which means she's fucking scary.
All right.
Yeah. So
I say everything in the polite.
no, that's all right, mate. You're allowed to say that. Do you know what I mean? You probably unknowingly wanked over in Loaded magazine once back in the day.
Well, maybe I did.
I still do. We've got them in the loft. But no, yeah, no. Listen, I struggled with arguing with her. You know, when I should have been with her, I was out drinking and using and getting on the session, coming back and then arguing with her and stuff like that. And our relationship we were struggling because I was always like fucking. Especially when I was doing well, I was just like, fuck off, look at the house. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have a new handbag. Shut up, fucking hell. You don't have to work. Da, da, da. But the women don't want that. They want you there, especially when you're a father, right? So I sort of come to a head, and last year I went sober, and I was like, right, I just want to be sober and I want to be a good dad and a good partner. And then what it was I got to Christmas and I got bored, and I was like, Christmas is coming and I've proved that I'm not an alcoholic. I don't have a problem because I don't have to drink, so I'll just go back to drinking on special occasions. That did not happen, man.
Well, it just started.
Just bang, as soon as I started drinking, I was back every fucking weekend, then I was back on the fucking gear, then I was staying out all night, and then the same arguments were happening, and she was like, can you see what's happening, man? Can you see
pattern.
Can you see you've got a problem? And then you're hit with fucking hell, I have a problem, and that's when it's the scariest, because then you're like, I have to stop. But then it escalated so much faster that time, where we had a massive row, and I said to her, look, I promise I ain't gonna fucking drink. I'm not gonna drink, and I ain't gonna use gear. And then we flew out to Marbella to do my film premiere for the film that came out,
The Hiest.
As soon as we landed, I started getting smashed, and I was with her. Do you know what I mean? She was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, we're in Marbella, baby.
Yeah.
Woo! Do you know what I mean?
I feel I'd be a bad fucking. I'll be an enabler for you. Like, you got it in my bed.
Yeah, you wouldn't be a good sponsor.
No, one line's not gonna hurt. What's one line gonna do? So then, and then that was like that.
She flew back, mate. Yeah, she said, I'm not having this, and she flew back, and I chose to stay and fucking rock it out, you know, drink, drugs, everything, celebrating the release of my film. And when I come back, I couldn't go home. You know, she'd had enough, and that was the big moment where I was like, right, you know, you can't control it. I can't. When you lie that quickly, and then you pick. You know, I got swept up in it. I get swept up in, and look, I'm happy to talk about it because there's so many lads out there that have gone beyond that point. You know, where they've realised they've got a problem after they've lost their missus and their kids. And I think a massive part of suicide, especially in men, is shame and regret. You know, once they sober up and they realise they've got a problem, they've already lost everything. And they look back at what they've done. And luckily, she gave me another crack at it, do you know what I mean? But she believed me when I said I was going to go sober. And I'm like nearly 170 days or something into it. But it's tough, hard work, man.
It's hard work. Yeah. And then now you're kind of into fitness is kind of being the focus. And see, when you don't get to the gym, and you don't have that endorphin, you could feel like that.
Yeah, because that's what we are. We're all chasing endorphins constantly. We're addicts to endorphin. Whether you get it, you wake up and you go on your phone and you scroll. Do you know what I mean? That's you're getting your hits, or you eat chocolate, or you have your coffee. We're all addicts of something. And yeah, so now I wake up and I'm like, right, I've got to go and smash the fuck out of the gym. And also what it does is when I do the gym, I'm like, right, I've really accomplished something. Like I'm done in the gym by 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I've accomplished something. The rest of the day is going to be easy, and I can calm down.
Just back up.
Yeah,
you finish the gym by what time?
6 o'clock. I'm up at 4:30 every morning.
Are you fucking
man? That's
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking building empire, son of a bitch. What time do you go to bed?
Okay, about 7:38.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you go to bed at 7:38. But how? And like every morning you wake up, you never feel like, oh, I can't be fucked. Like how do you get? I do. Tell us, like our listeners, right? Who I'm pretty certain some of them are in pretty good shape. One of them, Dr. Kittenbender's roided up, he looks great. Wow. But a few of them actually are. But some of them, you know, probably don't, like, you don't have that. How do you get that motivation when you can't be fucked? Like, how do you get it?
You need to, I think the first thing is you need to realise that you have to, if you come to a head where your life is falling apart or whatever, and or there's some stuff that you want to do that you really can't achieve. Do you know what I mean? If you want to lose a bit of weight, or you want to learn something, or you want to sort your nut out quickly, and you're just not doing it, you have to admit to yourself that you know, that you're not trying hard enough. You're not.
Have you got a
working
gym
hard.
in your house?
No, man. I go boxing.
So you got to go. You've got to get
20-minute
up
drive.
and go and.
Yeah, but I get up and I write. I get up first thing in the morning. I go downstairs and I write I got a diary where I write all my negative thoughts. Just fucking rid my head of them because otherwise they keep going around me nut. Then I stretch.
And how did you that journaling kind of technique of writing down this? Like, is that just something you came up with, or someone clued you up on that? Or
everything. What? Yeah, I'm just learning. It's all about fucking trying to sort out my nut and not be so fucking negative. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know now that using drink and drugs was what I thought made me feel better. But now that I've got rid of that, it's like the scariest thing about not drinking and using drugs is you're like, what am I going to fucking do then? What am I going to do? And I've had to replace it with well-being, you know, try to work on myself. But honestly, it's just when I open my eyes, if I set an alarm or not now, I'm up, man. But I just, as soon as I open my eyes, I throw my legs out of bed and stand up, and then I've already made the choice. So if I stand up, then I've made the choice.
No snooze. No
snooze, bruv. And then down and just get to work. And
what time does your missus get up? Same time as well, or she?
No. Oh. She's her. And this is the beauty, and this is why I do it. It's because by the time I've boxed, and I spar twice a week as well. So it's like it's not like I'm down punching a punch bag or doing things. I'm fully fighting. Like, do you know what I mean? Properly training. Like, and
that explains your face.
Yeah, it is.
I'm joking. It looks fine.
I wear a massive head guard. But no, by the time I get back, the kids are just getting up, and I'm a different man. I'm happy.
Are you gonna got the urge to kind of pursue this into any white collar boxing or anything like that?
I've been offered a few things. I've tried to organise a few things, but I'm fucking busy, mate.
Yeah,
I'm mad busy, but yeah.
Call out KSI. He's just been done for being racist. Actually.
He has actually. Yeah, I mean,
maybe not him. Call out Jake Paul.
Look, you spend long enough putting content out online, you're going to say something stupid, aren't you?
Well, that one's pretty fun. I mean, he willingly put that out though. You know what I mean?
That's the worst thing about that situation is that his team edited that and put that out as well. Like, it's dumb. That's pretty dumb. I mean, what he said is, I don't want to get involved in it actually.
Well, okay. I'm gonna quickly. So KSI, they did a little countdown game show kind of record, and then they came up with a word. I've got to get the point. It's like, man, like that joke for that, like the risk for that joke just wasn't worth it. Like, why would you do that? And why would you put it out? It didn't make no sense. So white collar boxing, perhaps maybe in the future.
Yeah. I'm talking to the guys that do the KSI stuff, the Misfits. I've been chatting to Mams, KSI's manager, and he tried to match me up with Christian Hamby, but Christian Hamby pulled out. He's an influencer. But
bring up Christian Hamby. Let's see if he's a pussy or not.
So I've just found out that computer isn't connected today.
Oh, you can't.
Simon edited it in.
But no, look, he's not.
Simon put it in.
All right, Simon will put it in. Let me Google it on my phone.
He's had a few fights.
I don't care. I want to see if he looks like a pussy or not. That's very clear. I mean, was his name Christian Hamby?
Yeah, he's actually a good guy.
Is he?
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, I never said if he's in the good guy though, did I?
Oh, look, you're trying to stir beef in, man. I can see it.
Ooh, first thing that comes up is Christian Hamby net worth $8 million. I might have changed my mind. Christian might be that him.
Yeah, that's him. That's an old
Wait,
picture.
show him to the camera.
He might
Christian
get.
Hamby, he's a good lad.
I think he'd get stopped in Peckham Rye. Someone would take that bandana off him.
He's wearing a bandana, doesn't he?
He's a good kid, but look, he's got more Instagram followers than me, so it was a good bet for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go fuck him up, man.
Do you reckon he'd have Darius?
I don't know, man.
I think he could take me.
Do you reckon I'd have Darius?
You can never tell. I don't know. Darius ain't built small, you know. And
I'm skinny.
And also, but you can never tell. He's got that crackhead look. he could stab you.
Crackhead Christ.
You got some arms though. Do you work out?
That's an insult to me, Dapper. Of course,
Fucking hell, he's built though.
Darius used to be a wrestler.
I used to be a wrestler for a little bit.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Do you remember Chris Benoit?
Yes.
That's him.
Well, that wasn't me, but I dabbled in pro wrestling for a little bit. That was the, you know what it is? Because I think we're probably about the same age, right? So, but when I was wanting to be a wrestler, it was different game, man. They were all like minimum Anthony Joshua, 6'6", 18 stone. Yeah. I was about 11 stone, and I was like, fuck me. I was so skinny. And also I was training in England. I remember I went to this to train in like Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a ring. That's how shit it was, British wrestling training at the time. So they go, oh, you have to learn how to run the ropes, right? That's
just pretend the ropes are
there. You have to pretend the ropes are there. So we just see a load, and you could just smell the virginity from all of us, just like running. It's like the biggest load of Doctor Who insides, just running fake ropes. Going, it was anyway. It did. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. I didn't. But you know what it did do? I think what it did do is it set me up. Like I was skinny. But I started training when I was about 18, 19, just going to the gym. Yeah. And I never really, I've been in really good shape and I've been a bit out of shape. But I've never been out of
Yeah,
shape.
you look good. You can tell that you work out. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, good shape.
I
Yeah.
feel good when Dapper compliments me.
I wouldn't want to fight. I wouldn't want to fight him. I'd fight you though, John.
Yeah, we'll fucking fuck you
deadly.
up,
I know
John.
Krav Maga.
Actually, he's Jewish. He does know Krav Maga. He's
I'll
Israeli
pull fingers out
defense.
sockets and stuff.
Israeli Defense Force specialist.
Shit,
He's
man.
a dangerous man. But I've seen your sparring videos.
Yeah, I
You're
fight
looking
hard.
good.
Yeah, I fight hard, yeah.
I wouldn't fight you. You know, I don't think I wouldn't fight anyone now. You just don't know because everyone's training. They're all like fuck you up. Some guy you think, I'll take him and they fucking break your knee. And you're like, what the fuck has happened?
We spar twice a week. I'm sparring tomorrow morning, and the guy trains us down there called Stuart Lehman, and he's a fucking nutter. And honestly, I don't look forward to sparring, but I do it, and they fight hard.
And also, I don't know if people who haven't like even boxed when you're actually boxing or in an actual fight, your cardio within about 20 seconds, if you're not used to it, you're like, oh my God, I'm literally I'm so tired. It's such a different type of cardio than I'm running on a...
Yeah, you can't... The whole point of... when you learn this, I've been sparring for about 4 or 5 months now. What you learn straight away is you can only fight for a few seconds. So you're like, boom, 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 wait, come back, defend, get your breath, and then pretend that you don't have to get your breath. You know, you're still looking active, and actually you're not. And then go back in, throw some, and then come out when you're tired, and then pretend you're not tired and take the shots. It's fucking complicated.
And so you only just started boxing this year then, or you were always involved in boxing? That's what I thought, right?
Yeah. I've been boxing for about 10 years on and off, yeah.
So then you got, now that you're actually sparring and stuff, that you get more appreciation of like elite level box. Like,
fucking hell. And our spar, they match us up with everyone. No one takes the piss, but you know you're sparring. Do you know what I mean? If you're open, you're getting shots coming in fast, but you got headgear on, so you don't get busted up. But
how painful is it?
Some days you got headaches. Like, do you know what I mean?
They're going for the head, body shots.
Yeah, everything, man. It's proper. Watch some of my. I'm fucking hard now.
You are fucking hard, and you got. Listen, my favorite ones of yours is your dog. How's your dog? Kind of bilingual Spanish. Perimetros checos. I like to see that dog.
Yeah, I love that. But someone commented this morning was like, "Fucking, what are you doing today? Another perimetros checos? We don't care." But I find it hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny. But some people just want to moan.
Yeah, they're wankers.
Yeah, for no reason. It's like that's like a genuinely nice, heartfelt thing. Like some of yours, like, okay, I could complain about that, or I'm against whatever you're
How about some new material? He said, I'm following, and I looked, he was still following, and I was like, you fucking liar. But
he's obsessed.
But no, for those of you that don't know, I've got a dog we rescued from Spain, unfortunately.
It is from Spain. I didn't know why it was.
Yeah, that's the story. We rescued him from Spain. I got a villa in Spain, and I was over there, and they found him in a bin, and my missus was like, I want to keep him. And he was a tiny little Spanish Podenco, about this big, when I said yes. And then we come back to England to move into our new house, and he had to go through quarantine and everything. When he turned up, he was like that. I was like, who the fuck is this geezer? And that's why I called him El Twatos, because...
What's his actual name? That's
El
his name?
Twatos, yeah.
What, even the kids and your wife?
No, my missus... I call him El Twatos, which he responds to.
Yeah, I've seen
But the kids aren't allowed to say El Twatos, because they say it at school. They got told off. They're only 4 and 6. But no, his name's Dylan, really, Dylan.
What? Dylan's even worse than El Twatos.
I know. My other dog's called Doris. So
yeah, but Doris is all right. But Dylan just sounds like he's a geezer in your house. Like, Dylan. Where's Dylan? What?
But I called him El Twatos because he's so big. But he was hand reared, and I hate that saying hand reared because it sounds like he was fucking reared. But he was hand reared, so he's just all over you. He's the most affectionate dog. Like if you're lying down, he wants to lie on you. But he's fucking like about that big. But he's a legend. And on my social media, I pretend that he can only understand Spanish, so I speak to him in Spanish. But I don't know how to speak Spanish, so I just say English in Spanish.
Yeah, I love your English in Spanish. Like, maybe I speak Spanish now. But it's funny as fuck. But back to the question, right? Yeah. So you wake up, bam, feet off the bed straight away, no snooze, downstairs, journal.
Yeah.
And then what's
journal? And then I'll get ready for boxing, stretch out, jump in the car.
What's your stretching routine? Is this a new thing, stretching?
Yeah, you got to do it, man, because otherwise after I'm old, man. I'm nearly 40, so
fucking hell. Yeah. How did Dapper get old?
I know.
Wait.
The moisturizer.
The moisture. You know that's your official name on Wikipedia.
But people can change Wikipedia, can't they? That's just
but no one's changed that, right? I went onto it. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try and have just a check up on Dapper and read. And I went on your Wikipedia, and it says Other names, the moisturizer.
So bad, isn't it?
That's wicked.
Yeah, but back like 10 years ago when I was a semi-young lad going around like with a dating show, it's cool. Now it just sounds noncy.
Yeah, the moisturizer.
Yeah. What's your name? The moisturizer. Kids move. Don't look at him. Yeah. But yeah, man, and yeah, just get to boxing, get my boxing in, get.
No, but
back.
wait. Don't brush over it. The stretching. What is your stretching? Tell us,
I
man.
work from. Don't make me go through.
Yeah, I think, but it's genuinely interesting. I want to know like how you do it.
I work from the head down, so my neck, then my shoulders, and then my hips, and then I get on the floor and got to stretch the back out.
Yeah, dog supine.
Yeah, because when you're boxing, you're fucking lunging back and forward, and it fucks you.
You feel your flexibility's got better?
Yeah.
How long are you holding the stretches?
I don't know, actually. Probably not long enough, but I'm trying to. Do you know a lot about stretching?
I'm trying, but my back, I fucked my back, so I have to stretch quite a lot. And
like that?
No, my back's, I do a lot of hamstring stretches, and then I do a lot of stuff like, what I'm trying to do now though, is I'm really trying to focus on like the little muscles that you don't know about. And then like,
That's
They're the
all my
ones that...
muscles.
Huh?
That's all my muscles.
yeah, well, but you like, I was using like the big muscles, and then
But it's the little ones that you hurt.
yeah, and then you realize I'm really trying to focus on, good form and that, and stretching. So that's why I was interested. So I've been doing trying to do, which is the worst, is stretching, these hold the stretch for 30 seconds 3 times, and slowly it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
You wake up and you're like, oh shit.
Well, when I first, a couple of months ago, when I first started getting back into like the hard sparring, I suffered with trapped sciatica.
Oh, down the lower back.
It was fucking, and crossed my bum like that. It's the worst thing I've ever experienced. Like, my missus has it, like she gets it as well, so she knew what it was, and I was on the end of the bed, I was going, I was like, call an ambulance now. She's like, you've got a trapped sciatica now. I was like, call an ambulance. And she was like, no, I'm not calling an ambulance. I was like, why are you doing this? Get the kids out of here. Like, it was so bad. And she was
the kids were just there laughing at you.
they were just standing there like, because I was screaming like bad. I was like, get them out of here, I don't want them to see me like this. And she was like, you can stay, put the TV on, it's just a trapped nerve. And I was like, it was well bad. But then I woke up in the morning and it was fine. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Oh,
it was
really?
crazy.
Just temporary, didn't it?
Yeah, it just like overnight. And I went and saw, it's because I weren't stretching. My whole body was tensing up after. So.
Yeah. So you went to an
to-
osteopath or chiropractor?
I went to see this weird geezer that touched me, but he helped.
Yeah, it's always nice when a geezer touches you. So you stretch. So wake up, journal, stretch, and listen. I like. WrestleMania was yesterday, right? And
KSI and Logan Paul on it. It looked pretty good.
It's good. It was good. So this weekend they've just been bought out by UFC, or Endeavor have just bought UFC and WWE today. $24 billion. Going to be the biggest entertainment thing. But the reason I say that is one thing that kind of resonated with me was John Cena, one of the big wrestlers, goes, a bad workout is better than no workout. And that's what I say to myself when I'm thinking like, I can't be fucked.
Yeah, because it's not. I don't do it for my body, man. I do it for my mind.
I do it all for my body.
Well, obviously
vanity.
Yeah, well,
but it has impacts on your mind.
well,
and
that's
you feel
the only
better,
reason
right?
I do it. Like, don't get me wrong, I've lost like 1.5 stone, and I've got another film that's coming out soon that I filmed when I was last year when I was at the height of my drinking, and I went to watch a screening of it, and I couldn't fucking watch it. I'm so fat. They shaved my beard off as well. I had a massive double chin. I'm going to tell everyone that the director told me to put it on for the role, right?
Yeah,
but,
of course.
But it was awful to watch. I didn't realise how big I was from fucking beers and that. So I've lost a lot of weight and I've got a little bit of tone. My missus, she's kicking off a little bit in the bedroom. She's
come on then.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you're looking well. Like, babe, I ain't a piece of meat, but I have a go. But really, I get up in the morning and I do it because I know that if I miss it, that will make me feel down. And also, if I don't get my dopamine hit in the morning, then I'll start fucking thinking about other ways of getting it.
So you're that's 7 days a week then you're training, or
yeah. Well, but the Saturday and Sunday is gym stuff.
Yeah, just weights and shit. And then so you mentioned your film, so that the Heist.
Yeah,
you were the star and role as the fisherman. Yeah,
that's right, yeah.
So, and how's like the transition into acting been? How's that film been recognised in this new film that's coming out? And you premiered that at Leicester Square.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, look, I signed up to your mailing list. Let me support Dapper, and I was gonna go, and then it was like tickets are 50 quid. I was like, well, fuck you, Dapper.
I like it, but
I ain't got 50 quid. That's like half a gram.
See, give up. I told you, you come to me fucking
I wanted to support you. I'm just cheap, but so how's it? It's on It's on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I seen it on Amazon.
Yeah, it was the #1 crime film, independent crime film on Amazon this year. So,
Wicked.
well, no, last year. When did it come out? Was it last year?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, last year.
The end of last, because I just seen it because I've just been in Australia and I just saw as I was leaving.
It was #1 in the crime thing. Look, I'll be honest with you. It ain't easy. I'm still considered, even though I've just been given another break on a tour, right, and which we get into, but I'm still considered quite a not a safe bet, a nervous bet for people to, like, what am I looking for? Distributors, right? So if you make a film, you need a distributor to get it.
This is your film, then you made this.
Yeah. So I'll get into it, but the only way really, first of all, I ain't getting cast, right? So I was going to auditions and acting and stuff like that, but they're like, you're Dapper Laughs. You're not an actor, right? But I was an actor before I was a comedian, but they're like, you're Dapper Laughs. And secondly, then I started creating concepts, right? So putting them on paper and then putting myself in them and taking them to the distributors, and the distributors like, we're not raising money to make a film with you in it. We won't be able to sell it. So I'm like, right, I'll raise the money and I'll make the film myself. So I raised the money, got a script writer. We turned that from a West End play. It was a West End play that we did, and we turned it into a film. So we tested it in the West End, then we turned it into a film. I raised the money and we shot the film with Terry Stone, and we made the film, and then we've got the film, and then we take it to distributors, and they still go, no, he's in it. That's not a safe bet. It's not a safe bet. So,
but you weren't the main guy in
No, I wasn't the main guy, but they're still. They look that when it's like a Netflix or something like that. It's like an algorithm. They look and they think maybe not because of him. You know, and what it is it's cancel culture. So if you go to Tesco's, like my last film I'd done before that, Fanged Up, which I got cast in, but I mean I had to write it. I wrote it, and then they raised the money for it and cast me in it. They took it to Tesco's, and Tesco said we don't want it. So they'd spent like fucking £750,000 on it, and Tesco's wouldn't take it because I was in it. So now we made this film and I'm in it, and some people are saying no. So I'm like, right, well, I've done everything else. I've raised the money, I've put myself in it, I've acted in it, I've made the film. Let's fucking put it out ourselves. So we put it out, and then when everyone buys it and it went to #1 in the charts, then the distributors go, all right, we'll have a look at it.
So when you say it's gone into #1 in the charts, what?
That's Amazon.
Yeah. So that's not part. That doesn't count as distributing it.
No, that's self-distribution. So I put it on, and then I use my social media to bump it up the charts, and then we take it to the distributor.
Do you pay Amazon, or Amazon? You just say we got this Amazon, or what are the like requirements to put like a film on Amazon?
Well, you still need to go through an agent. That will distribute. It's not really like a distributor. You go to an agent that will put it on all the platforms, and in fact, that agent, which is kind of like a distributor, but it's not. It's like self-distribution basically. It's someone that just can facilitate your self-distribution. And the tricky one is Sky Box Office and stuff like that. Yeah, where you got to pay for it. But basically, it's easy to put your film on something where people have got to buy it. It's difficult to get your film on where it's free, like a Netflix or Prime. Do you know what I mean? But essentially they'll buy it off you for millions, and then they put it on and they distribute it. It's like their stamp of approval. But through proving that people wanted it by cheating the system, kind of thing. Well, not cheating it, but using the social media and throw it up the charts. Then the Primes and the Netflix and the other thing, they go, all right, okay. And also at the same time putting it into festivals and trying to win awards on it and stuff. And then so trying to knock down that barrier, the back door of being cancelled, and then while all that's going on, writing more films, raising more money on other ones, and trying to keep that momentum going until we just break through. Do you know what I mean?
And you still feel you're cancelled? Are you still feeling the repercussions of being cancelled?
Yeah,
it seems to me like you've come out the other side now.
Definitely. I feel like there's always going to be people in the industry that hear the name. That's why my tour's under Daniel O'Reilly. I want to move away from the Dapper Laughs brand. But there'll always
we'll
be...
title this as Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
No, we'll say Dapper Laughs.
Yeah, I know you will.
Dan O'Reilly.
It clicks, bro. I can feel it. There's people, I mean, even on the tour, 23 dates confirmed, but that was after Bound and Gagged comedy promoters. I mean, I went to Bound and Gagged and asked them to put me on in Edinburgh years ago, and they said, no, you're too hot. And they came back and came back and said, well, we'd love to give you a crack at a tour. And they went out to loads of venues, and some venues still said no, you know. So they had to weave the tour around venues that weren't sure of me. But now that we've fucking almost sold it out,
wicked. Have you started the tour yet? When does
no, it's not till January. Yeah.
Oh, next year?
Yeah.
It's already sold out?
Nearly, yeah. Well, I think we're probably about 70%, 75%.
Go on.
And the venues that were wobbly are now saying...
Oh, actually, we've changed our mind.
Is that 70% of the whole tour?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Fucking quality. Fuck you, Tesco's.
Yeah, Sainsbury's for life.
Yeah. Unless
Actually,
you want,
Lidl.
unless you want the DVD for the tour
In which case, we love Tesco's and we fully endorse them.
Yeah. Oh, Tesco's are getting rid of club cards. I heard. Is that true? I don't know. I've come back from Australia and I've been told that.
For Ofcom, I think you better say the other side of that just as well. You never know.
Why? What's
Our
happening?
podcast, do we have to worry about Ofcom and podcasts?
No, but
Why?
no.
What about
No, we
what?
don't.
About what? About club cards?
I've been drilled into me that Ofcom, they listen to everything I say.
But
You can't say nonce.
I didn't say nonce.
He just did.
So confusing. So you're and this tour. What is it going to be? Like an hour long? Like what is it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just testing it out at the moment. I'm doing little gigs, but yeah, it's Daniel O'Reilly out of character tour, and yeah, mate, just out back, and it's
And
probably,
how's that back in doing stand up?
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, because I'm sober, it's good.
And are you doing that like? Are you gigging to any venues, or are you kind of gigging to your venues? If you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, no, I'm not gigging to my audience and my venues. I'm going out under the radar in random comedy clubs and just getting gigs wherever I can, but not announcing that I'm going there. Do you know what I mean? Turning up at comedy clubs.
And how are you finding the audiences?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah?
Weird.
Like, tell me, because you know what was weird, right? When Louis C.K. came, right?
Yeah.
And he's maybe a little bit more known than you, right?
Fucking
And
hell,
he
yeah,
got
yeah.
cancelled, right?
Yeah.
It was
But that was a different type of cancelled. He actually was wanking and shit in front of her.
Yeah. So he kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
But what was weird was that when he came, he did Top Secret. He got cancelled after you, right? A lot of the audience, and I was shocked. They didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
right.
weird.
So it was so he, in a way, could just do his like all the comedians. A few people knew. We knew it wasn't obviously an audience, but he could just do stand up as a stand up.
Yeah.
So now, can you go back like? Do people still know who you are in that,
I
that bad
think-
sense of way, or what?
No, I done Comedy Unleashed actually. John was there at Comedy Unleashed, and
You did this 20-minute set.
done 20-minute half. Some of the audience knew who I was, some of the audience didn't. And the nice thing about the audience that didn't know who I was is like I felt like I was really doing stand up again.
Yeah.
Because I've always done my shows and my tours to my audience. While I've been cancelled, I've still done shows, but just sold them to my social media because I couldn't perform anywhere else. So I feel that real comedy and really testing this tour, even though my tour will be to my fans, predominantly.
Which will be great for you.
Yeah, predominantly. But I really feel like a proper comedian going and doing it to people that don't know me, and
It's like an away game, right?
yeah, and it's just better. It's like it's real laughter. They're not laughing because they like me. They're laughing because it's funny, hopefully. And not all my jokes landed. Some of them landed, some of them didn't. That's how I but it made me feel new again, fresh again. Do you know what I mean?
And it's exciting. So you say, and then so now you're warming up then for this the show, which will be starting January, the tour. And how often are you gigging?
They're Fridays and Saturdays, so I think 3 or 4 a month over the space of like, well, it's 23 shows. So, and they've just added.
No, sorry. Now,
now
to get in
I'm
shape,
gonna
like
try-
how often are you at the moment?
At least one a week, 1 or 2 a week, at least. Yeah.
And you don't find that could not be like a temptation zone for you to like, fucking just one to.
Yeah. What, drink?
Yeah, just like a tempt, like sometimes like, I'm to steady my nerves or a little bit.
Yeah,
or,
definitely.
You know, or,
Yeah, because I always drank. I always performed drunk. I always, not smashed, but I always had a beer or a shot or a couple of beers. I mean, when I went to the last comedy gig, I was in the green room or the back behind the bit behind the curtain, and all the comedians.
Don't reveal how unglamorous comedy is. I was in the wooden shack with the curtain separating us from the.
Yeah, it looks a bit like this place.
Actually, it does actually.
But no, and they all had. Majority of them had. The other acts had beers, and it does trigger me, mate. I get triggered every Thursday, Friday, like, to drink. Still,
So that's the
I
thing.
think I'm always going to. It's just part of accepting it, but it won't calm my nerves. It'll give me more anxiety. That's the way to look at it.
Yeah, that's good. So and then so now you're getting back, and then you're writing, just honing your set, just going through it, and getting. Other than Comedy Unleashed, have you been to any other clubs like?
No, not yet. No, I've only literally.
Well, Mooch will get you.
Mooch is going to sort me out and get out there. The promoter that have signed me for the tour are really conscious of not putting me out as Dapper Laughs. So I've just got to make sure that stuff's and just sort of sneak in. But I want to get out there and die, man, and test the material.
It's fun. It's fun, like especially when you've got like you're working on stuff that fun, something to work to, and that's great. And then you mentioned that you got diagnosed with ADHD. So we all got. Like, I got diagnosed with ADHD last year, but I got prescribed Alvance. Are you not taking any?
I'm too scared that it will numb my creativity, and I'm just using exercise for it, mate. But I am struggling. I'll be honest with you. Towards the end of the day, I can feel my mind pulling me in loads of different directions. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to focus on one thing and something else comes, and I'm just nervous about any drugs. What's it like?
So I think was a bit like you, right? I had the ADHD, and I think what you find is that we self-medicate, right?
Yeah.
Do by cocaine or whatever it might be. And prior to that, I'd take something called modafinil, which would help me kind of concentrate to
That's
write.
what the fighter pilots take, right?
Modafinil or
Yeah.
however you pronounce. I'd get this from someone, and I'd take this stuff, and that would make. And Leo would also take it, and that would not only make it not kind of inhibit your creativity, but when you're performing, it would make you feel a bit like just disassociated. You wouldn't be attached to the audience. You wouldn't have that feeling. It's a bit weird. But Al Vance, for me, and everyone I illegally give it to, because it is a prescription drug, it really does kind of focus, narrow your mind in, doesn't really affect your creativity, and it gives you that, it's a slow release. So it starts like when you wake up and it goes and peters off, and it kind of keeps your head clear.
What's it called?
Al Vance. It might be good for you. It's I mean, look, I don't want to push drugs. I'm clean now, baby. And push this on. But it is for Al Vance.
Well, just to put it in context, Darius had like a short back and sides before he started taking it.
It's worth trying. I don't think it's not addictive.
Yeah. John will tell you a lot. Me and John are working on a script at the moment, and I'm really struggling with reading. I'm struggling with not actually reading,
focusing. That's what Al Vance will help with. It does. It kind of like. It will help you kind of like, if you set your mind, you must have seen a psychologist or whoever that said you had ADHD. Yeah. They didn't suggest it to you.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They said that they referred because I went independent. They referred it to my GP, and then my GP contacted me and wanted me to go in and see him. And but to be honest with you, it's all taken sort of second seat to my sobriety because that's been so hard. But maybe it's something that I need to look at. But because through my sobriety, I can really feel it. I can really feel the ADHD.
It might actually, because I mean, if you've got ADHD, this is something that can help, and it's helped me. And I don't think it's affected my creative.
Well, maybe it'll help me focus, because what I struggle with is just starting things and then moving on to something else, and then moving on to something else, and then moving on to something else, and then not really finishing anything. Yeah.
So this is what is kind of good. So the guy was like, you got to take it in conjunction with like really waking up, and I'm going to do these exercises. I'm going to get this done. You can't just take it, and otherwise you'll just be doing everything you're doing, but on like turbo mode, right?
Right. Yeah.
But if you get up and I'm going to write this script, I'm going to write this joke, I'm going to get these gigs booked in. It can work, but you have to focus your mind on that. But maybe worth trying.
Yeah.
Also, we're sponsored by them, so we can give you a discount.
Oh, right.
We're not. Al Vance is the most expensive of them all, actually. But maybe we could give you some CBD. Oh, you're not. But you're not doing anything. No CBD.
Nothing,
no.
Mate. No, I recently went and climbed. This is what you do when you get sober. I went and climbed Snowdonia the other week. Yeah, this is what happened. You fucking go from sniffing lines to mountain climbs. Fucking.
Yeah. Well, you heard snow and you went, this will do.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's a bit white out there. Bosh. No. Yeah, all my mates came, and they. But actually, only 8 of us started, and only four of us finished. They didn't die; they just fucking bottled out. But they were all drinking and smoking weed, and they had like fucking weed pens, like vapes, but with fucking like they all like fucking stoned and that. And I was a little bit like, look, it's not booze and it's not coke, and I'll get stoned. It's a campfire and that, but I just thought it's a slippery slope for me. I'm not going to.
What about hallucinogenics? Because you mentioned before that you've done ayahuasca or DMT.
DMT. Yeah, that was when I was drinking, and that's kind of what sent me sober.
Really? So can you tell us about your DMT? Like, how did you find out about it? You happy to tell?
Yeah, I can't say. Like I said in the one before, the geezer's very well known. He's the kind of anyway. I won't go into it too much.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you after. Donald Trump. No, I'm joking. No, look, it came up. People were talking about it. Someone was talking about it and said, "Do you want to try?"
Had you done any shrooms or LSD?
Nothing.
So this is the first time you went.
DMT was the first.
That's like going straight to the Champions League of like hallucinogenics.
No, all I'd done before that is like when I was growing up, like Mitsubishi turbos. Yeah. You know what I mean? Back in the day, half of one of them, and then when it isn't kicking in, the other half, then the first half kicks in, and you're fucked. Yeah. But, I've done pills, smoked weed, coke for years, and drinking, and then bang, DMT.
So how did you? Was it in a vape? Was it in a pipe? Was it bong? Like how was it? Was there a shaman, or did just you and some friends? Like how did you tell us? Can you tell us like the experience?
Yeah, so it was a geezer that's done it a few times, and we were in Marbella and on a boat, and he was like, "Look, do you want to do it?" And no, he was telling me about his experience. I said, "I want to do it. And he goes, "Well, I know a geezer that's got it, and I'll sort you out." So he went and got it, and it was like a pipe. It sounds so dirty. It's like smoking crack. It was like
so me and Leo tried to, but it fucking burnt the shit out of our. It was like I don't smoke, so we couldn't break through. So you had a breakthrough.
Well, first one I didn't. It was like I had all like the weird shapes and.
Was it like Aztec?
Yeah, Aztec shapes.
That's mad.
Man.
We had that.
Yeah, all like mathematical shapes, like beautiful patterns and stuff. And I come out of it and I told him, and he was like, "Yeah, you ain't broke through." And the second one, boom, I was fucking gone, mate. I was like, it was like I came out of my body and above, and then I fucking shot up out of the world. So I was like, I came up out of the world. I saw the world, and then I saw like planes with like all people on them, and I was going up and up and up.
The different spiritual bardos.
Yeah, that's.
Well, Jonathan's done. Are we not allowed to talk about your experience?
No,
I will talk about yours, and I'll out them in a minute. So then. Yeah. What you broke through? There was.
Yeah, it's like I went into it, and I don't.
Can you remember it all? Because sometimes people can't remember.
No, I can remember, and I don't know if it was my imagination that it was playing on, or it actually took me somewhere. But I can remember seeing like, do you know what I feel like it was? It was levels of goodness, and like the world is there, and then there's levels of goodness, like and like people that have really done well or that are doing the right thing are here, and then it was like zooming down and showing me where I am, either where I am now spiritually or where I was going to go if I died. And it was like zooming in and showing me, and then it was bringing me up, and then it was showing me all the different things, and it was showing, and I think it was just, and weirdly it was feeding me all of this information about everything I knew I was doing wrong, like my ego was a big one, like I was too concerned about how I was perceived, and the drink and drugs, it showed me that there was so much information out there, and that just using drink and drugs constantly was just fucking keeping me like still, and that was the beginning of my sober journey. Apart from everything that happened, I could come out of that and I was like, it's not just good for me, it's important for me to go sober because I'm just wasting my life.
And then see when you had this, what you're in your mind, or could you have stood up, like could you control your body, or this you're out of your body is just like
so you open your eyes and you're there, I'm here, but I close my eyes and it's going on.
So you open your eyes and everything's normal out here.
So I know I'm sitting here like this. I close my eyes and it's happening. But I knew I could open my eyes at any time, but you don't want to open your eyes.
You didn't get scared. It wasn't a scary.
No, it was beautiful. It was.
And how long did it?
3-4 minutes.
And to you, how long did that seem?
Oh, it seemed like it was going on for a long time. I was experiencing it, and it's not scary. And also, I didn't ever want to do it again.
Just once and one.
Yeah. I come out and I was like, I'll never do that again, but that was amazing. It wasn't like the first time I done coke where I was like,
it's a different, but it's not. See, this is what people say. It's like, think drugs get all labeled as one thing, but cocaine's very different.
No, it made me realize how fucking pointless cocaine is. I mean, for me, cocaine, it's almost like it's just ingrained in my fucking culture. Do you know what I mean? Me and all the boys, when you're drinking down the pub after a few beers, someone says, make the call. That's all exciting. Let's get off our nut. Let's chat shit. As soon as you do it, bang, anxiety. It's like, fucking, this is shit. Why have I done that? How long is this going to go on for? How long am I going to have to keep sniffing to get a little high? And then I'm all towards the end. And like I said, I'd only do it every couple of weeks or at the weekends. But towards the end, as soon as I'd done it, I'd already be thinking about the pain the next day.
Yeah, oh shit.
Yeah, so.
But the DMTs, but they're not even, my point is they're categorized both drugs, but they're not the same.
No, it's completely different. Yeah. The DMT is like an experience.
Well, one dissolves your ego and the other one cements it.
Yeah.
Opposite ends of the...
Yeah.
Listen, Jonathan, don't just come and snipe him with these fucking...
I know.
Profound insights.
These profound insights when I'm going to ask questions like, what's the most glamorous toilet seat you've ever sniffed coke off, right? When then you're coming
The
in
thing
with
about
these
the toilet seat is it represents the ego and the shadow.
That's Weatherspoons in Woking, by the way.
Weatherspoons in Wokin's just after fucking Prince Andrew had come out there. I know that's Pizza Hut.
That's Pizza Hut,
Pizza
yeah.
Express.
Pizza, we go there, me and the family, actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Sweating
Sweating my bollocks off in there.
Oh, fucking hell, he couldn't do it. What else? So the DMT was good. That made the transition. Lasted 4 minutes. Got no urge to do it again. Did you see any entities or any of what they like to call the machine elves?
No, but I saw people. I saw people or spirits on the planes. I sound weird now, but and I saw myself, man. I saw myself for what I was. Do you know what I mean? I saw myself. I'm very egotistical. I know I am through my insecurities. You know, as you know, I mean, you don't buy a fucking McLaren unless you got some serious small penis problems.
Have you got a small penis?
Nah, the thing is, it's medium to probably on the small side, but not small.
Give me like. That's massive.
That's a recto.
That's don't make me fucking feel bad. That's huge. That's an erection as well.
For those of you that are listening out there, I'll use 2 hands for that.
Yeah, he did. He measured it on the desk. So, Jonathan, how long have we been doing?
Been doing 49 minutes.
Oh wow!
I'm cognizant of the time. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. We'll finish up when you're ready, man.
Oh, okay. I don't want to keep you if you've got anything to do.
That's good fun.
So yeah, so then that was a big turning point. But you said it was like a spiritual thing, but you didn't kind of come out like wanting to be religious or anything like that, or
no. It was just like a wake up call, like a horrible wake up call, like yeah. It showed you it showed me what I was focusing on, you know, like it showed me like all the shit, you know, like watching porn.
Yeah.
Like it didn't show me porn, but it was like, why are you watching porn?
Like when you saying it showed you, like, so you're like. It was like you're in a cinema, or like, how are you seeing this?
It just showed you things. It just showed me things. Like I say porn, but I mean, it didn't show me porn, but it was like money, porn. It was like, you know, fame and and showing me all these things, and then taking me and showing me.
And what was what was the main like?
It's like information it's like information's cut. You're seeing weird shit while information is coming to you. So it was showing me like all the shit stuff and pointless stuff that I'm obsessed by. You know, like, you know, being successful and like all that stuff. And then it was showing me like, but this is the fucking universe. This is where this.
That's
is what
fucking beautiful, man. That is like a true spiritual moment.
Yeah, and it was showing me. So I come out of it going, oh man, you've got a lot of stuff to sort out. You've got like, that's what I come out like. That was the beginning of me thinking, I'm in a right mess. I'm in a right mess. Before that, my ego was telling me, this is how we live, man. Yeah. Like everyone gets fucked up. Everyone's angry sometimes. Everyone's a bit depressed. Everyone wants more. Everyone's not happy. But that ain't the truth, man. Some people have managed to reach a level where this is actually cool, man. Everything's all right.
So why do you think then that DMT is, because mostly people I've known, other than him, have good experiences with DMT, like profound experiences that change them, put them on a course, set them on a better way. But and a lot of hallucinogenics do that to people. It's a shroom similar, LSD similar. Why do you think those drugs are kind of like, you know, prohibited from society? Do you think there's a reason why?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about this earlier, man. It's because it's
just to fill you in. Dapper did your podcast.
Yeah, my podcast.
Menace to Sobriety with Francis Foster.
Yeah,
just before.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, and I think it's very simple, really. It makes you, it opens your mind and makes you question things. Do you know what I mean? And it makes you want to better yourself. Like, I have never done mushrooms, but from what I hear from mushrooms is that mushrooms, you know, they open your mind. That you don't get a come down or a hangover from them. You don't feel like shit. They don't make you feel anxious and less of yourself. It opens your mind and you start thinking. It makes you think. I mean, even weed, I don't smoke weed myself, but when I used to, it used to be quite creative for me. And I think that the reasons is that they give you power. I think they give people power, and the governments and the people that make the choices would rather see people controlled by stuff that's destructive to you than free and becoming powerful. And that sounds like conspiracy theory, but why else would a drug that kills more people than anything else and is a massive contributor to mental health, suicide, be so freely, openly and available, that destroys lives and is the biggest burden on the NHS, being alcohol so acceptable, you know, and advertised everywhere? You don't. How many people are killing themselves or killing other people or getting addicted and doing fucked up things on mushrooms?
Man, you can't OD on mushrooms. It's like one of the things. It's a natural thing. If you take too much, or you say you tried to take it a couple days in a row, it just doesn't work. Like your body there's this natural thing that your body can only take so many mushrooms. So when I did mushrooms the first time, I had no clue what to expect. I thought my knowledge of drugs was like coke and maybe MDMA.
Yeah.
So I was like, we were in Thailand, it was me and Leo, and I thought, this is going to be, and it was in a mushroom shake. And in my head, I thought, this is natural. It's just going to be shit. It's not really nothing, right? I had no clue what it was going to do.
Was it Magic Mushroom Mountain in the beach in Thailand, up the little hill?
It wasn't. We were on the beach. I don't know. Basically, we left Koh Phi Phi, which was full of girls, and it was great. And Leo was like, "Nah, the music's too loud. We got to go to."
Oh no!
He literally said that. I said, "But Leo, look, we were both single. I said, look at all these women. They're still ignoring us, but still they're here to ignore us, right?"
Yeah.
Anyways, we went to this random island in the fucking. There was no one there, and it was so shit that I thought, "Fuck, I'm gonna try a mushroom shake." I'd never done it before, right? And it was such a profound experience. Like I really got that kind of sense, like, oh yeah, like I don't need the newest phone, I don't need that. And I felt more connected with the natural side of things. And for about 6 months after that, my mental health, was great. Like I didn't feel any of that kind of like, oh, I'm questioning myself, depressed or anxious, but it gradually wore off. And I was wondering, like, did you find your DMT experience like after you had that kind of, I'd say, epiphany or an awakening? Does it kind of wear off, or is it stuck with you?
I don't know. It was a harsh lesson. I mean, because I suffer bad with down days and stuff like that, but it was a harsh lesson. It was like it just opened the curtains and said, have a look at this, and then closed them. It didn't carry on with me. It just showed me. And it put me in a really bad position, because it was like I knew that I was doing bad things. I was in a bad way, and I was focusing on the wrong stuff. It's like it showed you, and that's why sobriety is so hard for people that have been hitting drink and drugs for so long and using it to cope. Sobriety is so hard, because as soon as you start, and it takes a long time to get sober. It's not like you don't get.
It's a daily thing, man.
Yeah,
but never ending.
But I mean, the clarity that you get from sobriety doesn't come straight away, because your body's still like dependent on alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. It takes like maybe 6 weeks for you to really start feeling the benefits of sobriety. And the worst thing about it is the clarity that you get from it makes you realise, when you become proper sober, you start to realise, fucking hell, how much of a fucking knobhead you were, and all the bad things you'd done when you were drunk. And the DMT was the beginning of that. It was the have a look at yourself, and then it was a tough old fucking 6 months to get to the point of everything had to really go wrong. Do you know what I mean? But I'd advise, I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but I'd advise anyone that's struggling to, are they both called psychedelics, are they? I don't know.
Psychedelics.
Yeah, to try it, but with someone that's experienced and knows what they're doing and knows the quantity.
Well, they're now, things are opening up due to podcasts and stuff like that. So now there's like psilocybin, which is the active compound in mushrooms, right? They're now there's companies now that are patenting it, and they're selling it with therapy as part of a thing to get people off addiction and to cure PTSD and to cure that. And I actually myself I have found that it worked, but with mushrooms it definitely wears off. Yeah. Like if you don't keep you need maybe an annual top up once a year, and you'll feel good for.
I think anything that allows you to give yourself a different perspective inside your mind, look at you. Because we focus on ourselves, and what I think people don't realise is the voices that we hear in our head, they're not always us. So and this is what I really battled with the first time I went sober, and a little bit of this time, is when it would come to Thursday, Friday, I'd be like, fucking hell, this week's been hard. Do you know what? Why can't I have a drink, man? Why can't I have a drink? Why can't maybe I'll just have a little sesh, fuck it, man. Like, I've been good and that's not me talking. That's like my trauma. That's habit talking. That's something else talking. That's not me. And I think the DMT or whatever, it allows you to come out of your mind and see all the voices and things inside you. They're not you. Whereas when you hear that voice going, come on, man, let's get on it. It's like you think, this is me, man. Yeah, I want to. But no, it's not. And you just ignore it a few times. It goes away.
I see your friends like who they're still drinking. Like, how's things now? What's your dynamic? So this I think would be a concern for listeners, right? They look to you that, this is, Dapper, I'm gonna you've inspired me. I'm gonna give up drinking. I'm gonna try and sort shit out. I'm gonna get shape and stuff. but then my friends are going out. Like how are you managing that, and how would you tell like other guys who's similar to you? Like how do I manage my like our friendship groups built around going to the pub, drinking, gambling, betting on the football, whatever? How do you manage that when those guys are still in it, and maybe they don't have the same personality as you, and they're like, I'm happy with that, and I don't get up and I'm not that. So how?
I would say to you that if you're in a dark place, right, and you need and your life is falling apart because of drink or drugs, like it was for me. If you're in a dark place, and you still think that hanging around with your mates is important, then sobriety ain't gonna work for you. Because I don't hang around my mates no more. I don't.
Oh, really?
I don't go out, and they don't call me, and they don't text me, and they don't ask me to go to the pub, because one, they don't want to influence me, and two, they don't think I'm going to be fun, and three, there are a massive amount of my friends, or at least my real close friends that I went to school with, that the only thing we have in common is sniffing gear and drinking. So I couldn't think of anything interesting that's going to happen sitting in a pub watching them sniff and drink. And unfortunately, when you go sober, drunk people start to piss you off, man.
Yeah, drunk people are annoying.
Yeah, they do. And so don't even bother trying it unless you're willing to completely change your whole life. It's as simple as that. And the more sober you get, the more, if like me, you've got a family, a wife that loves you and kids, you start thinking, well, I'd rather be here than there. And it's going to be boring, man. But for me, boredom's better than drama and pain and upset. But that's the reality of it. I ain't going to sugarcoat it. But if anyone out there is considering this or is listening to what I'm saying, I've got a podcast, Menace to Sobriety. Hopefully they'll tag it and come over.
We will tag it. Fuck this guy. Yeah, well, obviously we're going to tag Menace. So we're going to put all your socials.
Lovely.
Plug it, obviously,
lovely.
man. I kind of feel free speech. I speak for all that we kind of set you on your way. You definitely did
that. And not just that, man. Like I still really felt cancelled when I went on your podcast, and that was a funny podcast. And when I posted the little clips of it, and it got such good interaction, I was like, I want a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm
glad. I'm looking at like now you're up there, but I'm looking at I'm fucking.
Is he trying to get a percentage of the revenue generated from what?
No, we don't fucking percentage.
I know there's no money in it.
Yeah, man, we've actually got a sponsor. We haven't even sent them our bank account details. That's how little we care about the money, right? But I mean, it's just a kind of proud to see that you've kind of turned that round and you're doing fucking great. And it's like, because like my missus, she knows. She wow. Well, I hope she doesn't know who you are, but she knows of you. Yeah,
she knows me as the moisturizer.
She knows she's the fucking moisturizer. Oh, that part of that guy. But like, she's like, yeah, she's impressed. It's like to see. Like now she's like, oh, she's doing, and then she tells me your podcast.
Yeah,
I was like, I set him on the fucking.
Yeah. No, you did. I do appreciate that, and it's the same studio, the same team, and the same people. Through even meeting John here, you wouldn't think it, but meeting John, John got me on GB News.
Yeah,
introduced me, and then through GB News, my tour guy gave me the tour. So and now we're writing a film script.
And he's a very good writer, Jonathan.
He is brilliant.
Very funny. Jonathan's a very funny man.
Yeah. So,
but just so you know. August, he's our hate and lie bitch. That is your job.
We're doing it again.
We're doing it again, baby. Big cave. So we actually we got to work. Listen, I'm cognizant of the time, but before you go, last few questions. I'll sit you through into the ether.
Yeah, man.
Give us some for guys listening to this who've got a family. Give us some lessons, some family advice that you think I would have liked to have known this. That might be helpful.
Yeah, I think if you've got kids, don't run the risk of regret, because I think that's the biggest cause of suicide in men in the UK is when people decide to make a life change. Sometimes it's too late after they've lost their family unit, and if things are hard with your missus, like they were with me, and you're out on the smash and you're causing problems, just look at how lucky you are that they're with you now, putting up with it, and don't push it too far, because you might not survive the regret. I mean, that's deep, but that's serious. And also, if you want motivation, my motivation is imagining what my kids are going to say about me when they're 16, or they're 18 or they're 20, how they're going to look back and see their dad. And I didn't want them, because time is flying. I can feel time flying with my babies, right? And I didn't want them to look back and remember their youth as their father being a bit aggy and drunk on the weekends or hungover. So if you need any motivation, look in your home for it, man.
Yeah. Okay. So family life. All right. I think that's a nice place to end it. Anything that we should ask Dapper before we set him free?
Dan, are you going on tour anytime soon?
Yeah, thank you. We spoke about that.
We're gonna promote all that. But any other interesting questions we should ask him?
Interesting questions. what would you say to yourself a year ago today?
Oh, stick at it, man. It's going to be all right. Stick
question.
at it. Yeah, if you can get past the hard bit of whatever you're trying to overcome, it doesn't have to be sobriety. It could be to go to the gym, like you said, get into the gym. If you can get past the hard bit with everything, you know, it's all about creating new habits, positive addictions rather than negative ones. If you can just get past the hard bit, it's good, man.
All right.
Look, if you sort your shit out as well, your missus will shag you more. I've got to put that in
There you go. And final question, possibly the most important question. How much is the insurance for the McLaren?
Fucking hell, mate. I get my PA to sort that out. I don't know, but put it this way, I'm going to sell it soon.
All right. It's Mr. Dan O'Reilly. Quickly, Dan, tell us everything, what you want to promote, where you're going.
Just come and see my podcast, man, Menace to Sobriety, if you want some inspiration about bettering your life. And I'm going on tour in 2024. Hit me up on Instagram, DM me or something. I try and reply to everyone, and come see me on.
And we should watch The Hiest.
Yeah, The Last Heist.
The Last Heist, where's that on? The
Last Heist on Amazon, and yeah, keep an eye out for more ones. And yeah, thank you for having me, Darius.
Thanks for doing it, man. You turned up when our actual didn't turn up.
Yeah.
Menace.
I came for Leo, to be honest. But
yeah, listen, I would have come for Leo as well. Menace to Sobriety is a great podcast, and you've got wicked. You get celeb guests on, right?
I've had a few. I've had a couple, yeah. But I'm trying to just get industry experts, normal people. I'm trying to learn. I use it as a little counselling session.
Smart. So that's Menace to Sobriety on your favourite podcast choice. This podcast has been brought to you by highpoint.care for all your CBD needs. Are you feeling anxious? Dapper Laughs won't take the CBD gummies, but you can. Anyway, just fucking use FreeSP, get money off. We're going to send them our bank details. I'm the Mad Lad of Jihad. Like and subscribe. Do what you need to do. Thank you, Dan. Bye. Good podcast.
Yeah.